Good morning, Monmouth University. We are coming to you live from outside of Boylan Gymnasium with your Homecoming 2019 show here on Hawk TV. I'm Samantha Casano alongside my co-host Sean Gerhard, and we are going to be hanging out with you until 12 o'clock talking about all the exciting homecoming festivities going on today.
We got a lot of great stuff planned for you guys today. We had the Hawk Walk starting at 10 a.m. at McGill Dining Hall this morning. They're walking in right behind us now. You can see at 10:30, Mike Faz, the SGA president, I consider the third best looking president here on campus, will be giving a speech to start this pep rally. Don't forget, SGA from 12:30 to 4 is providing free taxis for students, so please, students, use them. We want you guys to have fun, but safety is the priority here for our homecoming event. And then after that, obviously, we have the game. We'll see who's crowned king and queen for all four classes. And you can see right behind me, the Hawks are coming through now, and we're ready, Sam.
Definitely an exciting game with the Monmouth Hawks facing off against the Gardner-Webb Bulldogs. The Monmouth Hawks currently 4-2 on the season, and Gardner-Webb is at 3-3. But it's definitely going to be a big game for the Hawks.
It's not only our homecoming game, but a huge game for the Hawks here. A Big South opponent trying to go 3-0 in the conference so far. Coach Cal said earlier this week they got to take it one game at a time. They got an incredible record here at Kessler Stadium. Only one loss so far in this stadium. So we'll see if they can keep that outstanding record going so far in this home game.
Yeah, it's a little chilly, but it's been warming up. We have everyone outside, the Hawks coming in. It's really exciting, and we have a bunch of exciting things planned for today. And we are going to actually be joined by the sports set. We're going to be joined by the promo table. So let's hand it over to the sports stage with Nick, Ben, and Eddie A.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monmouth University's 2019 Homecoming Live events. I'm your host for the sports segment, Nick Presto. And joining me today, we have Ben DeVito and Eddie Atkinson.
How you guys doing?
Guys, it's homecoming. Can you feel the excitement? Can you feel the energy? I mean, look behind you guys. Look at all this. This is amazing. So, going into this week, the Monmouth University Hawks are 4-2 and Gardner-Webb is 3-3. However, both teams are 1-0 in the conference. Eddie, how important is it to go undefeated in the conference?
Well, after Monmouth's win last week against Presbyterian, that was a big confidence and momentum boost for them going into conference play. So this game has big implications on what the Big South is going to shape out to be, and possibly we might see one of these two teams in the Big South title.
You never know. Now, Ben, both teams are in the middle of two-game winning streaks. As we know, last week, Monmouth laid the smackdown on Presbyterian 45-0. How important is it for Monmouth to continue this hot streak, especially going into a conference game with Gardner-Webb?
You know, I think it's very important. Winning this game, going 2-0 in the Big South, it will have big implications for the rest of the Big South season.
And as you guys see behind us, we have the whole football team getting ready as they get ready to march into battle to face Gardner-Webb. Now, also, I'd like to point out that Monmouth is undefeated this year so far against FCS teams. And there are a bunch of highlight players to point out, especially players that need to perform very well today to take down Gardner-Webb. The first one that I think we should point out is quarterback Kenji Bahar. The guy has been playing out of his mind as of late. 1,500 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, including a great performance of 230 yards and 3 touchdowns in the big win against Presbyterian. Eddie, you know for a fact that there's one person in particular that has stepped up big in the place of Kenji Bahar's new favorite target after the departure of Reggie White.
Yeah, I believe you're talking about Lonnie Moore.
Absolutely.
He has stepped up in a tremendous way, given Reggie White's departure. He's been a big part of this team for the past couple years, but we've really seen him step up this year. On the season, he has 5 touchdowns, 498 yards, and he's averaging 28 yards a catch and 83 yards a game this season. Big numbers.
He leads the Monmouth Hawks in all receiving stats, yards, receptions, and touchdowns. But, of course, let's not turn our heads away from the running game. Ben, as you know, Peter Guerrero has been dominant this season.
Yeah, Pete Guerrero's had a phenomenal season in the Big South. He's first in the Big South for rushing yards with 627 yards. He has 5 touchdowns, and especially against Gardner-Webb, who has allowed 1,800 rushing yards against their opponents. Expect Pete Guerrero to have a great game today.
Yeah, in addition to that, we should also be on the lookout for Devell Jones, which is Monmouth's change of pace back, more of a power running style. They use him a lot on third down and goal line situations. So look for him today, too.
It's going to be a great dual running back attack. So, I just want to point out also that the offensive line this year is relatively new. There's a lot of new starters that haven't gotten much experience, but they have come together to play exceptionally well. Especially, it is proving because Peter Guerrero's leading the Big South in rushing yards.
Absolutely.
They are headlined by A.J. Ferris, Mahmoud Shabbat, and Manny Christian. They have been playing out of their mind as well, and it's shown. But on the defensive side of the ball, we have one player in particular that I think that is going to step up in a big way this game is Daquan Grimes, as he leads the team with 40 total tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, and 3 forced fumbles. Eddie, who are you looking forward to seeing most on the defensive side?
Well, for me in particular, I just want to spotlight their entire secondary. It's a part of their defense that has a lot of experience. You figure Justin Terry started last year as a true freshman, Anthony Budd. They come back this year with a lot more experience, and as well as fifth-year senior Tymier Berry.
I just want to talk about Anthony Budd real quick. He has 5 of Monmouth's 6 interceptions this season, so expect
Very
to have
impressive.
a great day in the secondary against Gardner-Webb.
I just hope that they can keep. There's one trend, though, that is a little shaky about Monmouth, as they are outscoring opponents in the first quarter 38-21 this year.
Absolutely.
But in the fourth quarter, they're not closing down the stretch, as they have given up 45 points to putting up only 23. That's not going to get the job done.
They've also allowed 100% of red zone scores this season, which is not good. They have to do better in the red zone.
What I think is playing into that a lot is they haven't been the best team on third down this season. Right now, they're 39% on third down.
All right, everybody, and that is all the time we have for this segment. I just want to thank Ben and Eddie once again for joining us on this segment. And now we're going to take a brief break, and we'll check in on the field hockey team and see how they're doing this season.
This year is a huge year for us. We have moved into the American East Conference, so it's a huge transition, and we do have 9 freshmen, so it's super important to be a leader and to try and mold them for the future.
It's been a really interesting shift for us, kind of being the new guys in the America East. The pressure is almost off of us a little bit. I think internally we always have that pressure and wanting to be the best, and taking that next step forward and having the success that we had the last few years in our old conference and trying to mirror that in the new conference. I think the pressure was kind of internal as opposed to the external pressure.
For me as a freshman, it was very hard, but during my sophomore year, I started to get better at playing at Division I level, but the adjustment to come from Holland all the way here was hard in the beginning.
Yeah, so it's definitely a big step up from high school and club at home, but definitely having a tight-knit defense was a huge help to adjusting into that position, and also a long preseason really allowed me to just be comfortable when I have to step up.
Well, this part of the season is very critical. We talked a lot about, the mistakes that we made early on. Mistakes are actually one of the best learning tools. So being able to build off of some of those losses and not doing the things that we did against Lafayette or Northeastern or even Rutgers, to try to build off of that, and especially going into this Friday, our second conference game. We're playing Maine at home, and they just have beaten the number 5 team in the country. So for us, it's a really critical that we go out there, that we're focused this week, that we're honed in, and we know the game plan going into Friday. So coming out hoping to have 2 wins in the conference would set us up really well.
Defense is a big aspect of field hockey. There's a lot of offense, a lot of defense, but I feel as though we are a team within our team, if you kind of look at it that way. We have connections that not most people do, which is awesome.
Yeah, so definitely the MAC was generally considered a lower standard than many of the other conferences. The America East definitely a big step up, and we want to prove that we belong here and that we can play with the big teams.
The 3 seniors that will be leaving us, it's always incredibly hard to replace them, but we've been working diligently on creating our leaders and developing our leaders. We have leadership meetings every week if we can, and each grade is representative, and we've worked really hard to not put the labels of freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and what type of leader you can be, and just kind of seeing how it works out for themselves naturally, and then giving them the tools to create their own leadership style.
Definitely time management was the biggest issue for me, and learning to prioritize certain things. Like when you have to just get schoolwork done on a Sunday evening, it's hard, but you just have to get it done.
I think I would leave it. I think the hard things have come and gone, and they've changed me into the person I am today, and I'm grateful for that.
is everybody doing on this fantastic day? We are here at the promo table, and we are having a blast. Today is homecoming, and that means a lot of our alumni are coming out. When they come over to the promo table, we have a wheel to spin if you win one of the games. When you spin this wheel, you can get stickers, you can get pens, you can get pins. You have a chance of getting a nice certificate to get a good meal. And also, you could get some candy. We're here with two of our alumni, Ryan and Matt. They're going to be playing our first game, which is...
Bounce that ball. So
Bounce that ball.
how the game is going to work is Matt and Ryan are both going to have 5 cups stacked up in front of them, and the object is you want to bounce your ping pong ball into each of the 5 cups. The first person to get all 5 cups wins, but if you bounce your ball and it gets into your opponent's cup, you get a cup added onto your line.
Oh, yeah?
Sound good? Do we have
All right,
any
are you guys
questions?
ready to bounce that ball?
Ready?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, Ryan already got one. Come on, Matt.
Matt with one. Ryan with another. Matt with one. It's back and forth. Oh, that's a cup added right there. Matt down by 1.
Come on, Matt, come on.
Ryan.
You got this.
Oh, it's even. Ryan can't get this cup. He might have to switch cups. He got the cup. It's a 2v2 for the first round. Here we go. Ryan taking it away. Ryan winning the game. Ryan winning the game with Matt having 2 cups left. We are going to get right in to the second round of this competition. Here we go. All right, round 2. Who is ready to
We're going to count you down again.
bounce that ball? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Here we go. Matt already with 6 cups. Oh, a cup gets added.
Each get one.
Oh my gosh. There we go. Finally, a cup is gone.
There we go. They're still tied.
Oh,
Come on,
Ryan
Matt.
coming out. He could easily get this win right here. 3
Is
cups
Ryan
left. Oh,
gonna
Matt's
pull
coming
this
back.
one again? Matt, come on. You got to win this round.
And the ball's going. Oh, Ryan really is getting this ball into the cup, and the cup spills right there. Ryan gets the win, but Matt, we want you to come over right now.
Yeah.
We actually have a few questions for both of you.
Yeah.
Both of you graduated last year, and you guys came back. Looks like you're having a fantastic time. We wanted to ask, how has Monmouth shaped your life? How has it helped you and shaped your life?
You want to start? Yeah, I'll go. Okay, yeah, I'll go first. So Monmouth was a great time, Billy. It was best 2 years of my life. I learned a lot in and out of the classroom, definitely. I met so many incredible people a lot of them are here that I'm thrilled to call friends. But when I look back at the last 2 years, the main takeaway was just how special my time was here. You know, I could have gone to a lot of different colleges, and I definitely wouldn't have gotten the experience that I got here. It definitely shaped me to the person that I am today.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was kind of the same thing as Ryan. I came in as a freshman, and I got so many opportunities right off the bat that, you know, we can't get opportunities like this at a bigger school a lot of the times. And to be able to work with our athletic department, be able to travel and go to the places that we got to go to, like, got to call a game at Madison Square Garden. Like, the opportunities that I got here, it really shaped me into learning life lessons and learning the skills and having the network to be able to, you know, get jobs in the professional world. So met a lot of great people too, and had a great time. So
Hey,
always a great time.
that is absolutely fantastic. Well, we cannot stop right here. Ryan, you got to spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Do I get a participation award?
You want a participation award? Well, you can pick a piece of candy from the bucket.
piece of
I hope you
candy.
enjoy. All right, here we go, Ryan. What are you
we
going to
gonna
get
get?
here?
Hopefully not a try again.
Oh, the pin, nope. And he gets a University Subs gift certificate. That is a nice free meal right there. We are actually now going to bring out Dylan and Vinny, and you guys are going to play a fun game called Ring Toss, Pumpkin Ring Toss.
Pumpkin ring toss, how it's going to work. You guys are going to stand over here, and you want to try to toss your ring onto the pumpkin stem, but if you hit the pumpkin, you get a point. If you get it on the stem, you get 3 points.
The winner gets to spin that wheel. Sound good?
All right. Yeah, all right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh, that's one right there. Ooh, That's 1, 2.
2, 4.
All right, so it's 4-2.
4 to 2.
Vinny, you are going to have a chance to spin that wheel, but here we're going to do one more game. Dylan, you're going to have a chance. You're going to have a chance to be able to spin the wheel, but Vinny, if you win, you get 2 spins.
Yeah.
Here we go. We are adding it up. 1 if you hit it, 3 points if you get it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that's 1 each. Ooh, that's nothing. That's 2.
Each 2.
That's 3. That is a 3 to 2. Dylan, you are going to have the chance to spin the wheel. Both of you, come on over. And let's give it a try.
All right, Vinny, you're up first. Spin that
Here
wheel.
we go, Vinny.
Let's see, what's it gonna be?
That is amazing. You got a Hawk TV pen. Hey, you're going to be able to use that all the time. All right, Dylan, spin that wheel. And you are going to get a University Subs gift certificate. Hey, I didn't see anything.
Guys, we're going to be over here playing games all morning, so
That's
come
amazing.
swing on by. But right now we're going to swing
here,
things
hey.
over to the main stage where we're going to be hearing lead singer Josh Scoutis from Cellophane Daydream.
Hello, my name is Josh Scotus from Cellophane Daydream. Sorry the rest of my band couldn't make it out, but I got a couple songs for you. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Cellophane Daydream, and here we go. Tell me about the finer things like magazines and silly string. Bring a simple linking and such. And I don't think twice to reply. Simplicity and by design. Please don't think I'm coming on too much. Well, I love, 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 love you madly, but matter of fact, that's enough. And I hate to sound oh so sad, please, so take a step back to please my trust. Things like magazines and silly string, bring a simple linking and such. And I don't think twice to reply. Simplicity and by design. Please don't think I'm coming on too much. But I love, 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 love you madly, but matter of fact, it's enough. And I hate to sound oh so sad, please, I take a step back just to please my trust. Alright, that was Love You Madly. This next one for you is called Song for Myself. La 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 Prints in the clothes you wear, secret for your torn out hair, reason for the absence in the only place that matters to you. No, you're being obtuse, but you lost all that you had to lose. Worn out your forgotten shoes. I can't tell if it's me or you. La 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 la. No, now I could bet that my clothes still smell like cigarettes. Happy, but I'm full of it. Still I tried to make it fit. La 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 la. 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 La 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 la. Thank you very much. This next one's called The Underpass. Went to see a movie today. Couldn't help it, I was late. Sun up and my mother cried. Sometimes memories die. Stood by herself on the corner street, one that she would meet. Who am I to judge with this sort of thing? Said I'd write a song if I knew how to sing. It's all alone and she won't last, with graffiti faces on the underpass. I don't care, I don't know. See a movie today. I couldn't help it, I was late. I stopped his mother cry. Sometimes memories die. On the street, standing by herself on the corner street, standing by herself on the corner street. Oh no, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't know. It's all alone and she won't last, with graffiti faces on the underpass. I don't care, I don't know. She's all alone and she won't last, with graffiti faces on the underpass. I don't care, I don't know. Alright, I got one more song for you guys. This one's called Shipwreck. Shipwrecks inside the grounds, buried so it seems, filling to decay. Green up depths to the south and near hollow dreams. Think I'd rather die. I think I'd rather die. I think I'd rather die. I think I'd rather die. Breathe in, breathe out until you escape dirty daydreams. Think you would your mind. Saturist until you scream, let me see it. I wanna watch your eyes. 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 Thank you very much.
I wasn't sure what I wanted to do when I was at Monmouth, and I was a history poli-sci major, considering graduate school, considering law school, considering a life at sea. And it really took some of the media work that I was doing and working in photography and getting very involved with WMCX when we spun vinyl on the 3rd floor of the Student Center to reevaluate what I wanted to do as a career. So I had worked on boats, and I was working as a freelancer and writing and photography, and then eventually that led me to film school. And it was my foundation at Monmouth and the people that I met, the mentors and teachers that I had, that really steered me in that direction. I think one of the things I found most beneficial about my experience was, number one, my colleagues, my friends, my classmates were great. Everyone was driven. Everyone had a lot of aspirations. Everyone was really welcoming. I came in as a transfer student from the Coast Guard Academy, so I felt like a lot of them already knew each other. So it took me a little while to get settled at WMCX, but everyone was very welcoming. Second, the faculty were great, and this concept of having relatively small classes for the most part, and especially the ones where we were doing work, you know, the photography, working in the darkroom, and having a class of 6 to 8 to 10 people, something like that, was really, really helpful, and it gave you a lot of one-on-one with the instructors. Well, the Plangier Center did not exist. Hawk TV did not exist. The idea of going from what WMCX was at the Student Center to, you know, the cutting-edge facility that it is now upstairs in the Plangier Center is phenomenal. I come from technology and new media in entertainment world, and to come from the Hollywood studios, to come from television stations and networks and film sets, and to see what we have available here in the TV studio and not need any certification. They don't need to have completed any classes or be a certain age range, you know, or class range. They just jump in, say, I'm ready to work, and they get put to work. Well, I'm what they call a specialist professor, and the specialists try to stay current in their field. So we don't have a lot of academic background, even though I've got a graduate degree. I went to film school at Miami. We don't fill our extra time with academic pursuits as much as we stay current in our field. So I work with the Hollywood studios still as a freelancer, and I work for a group called the Entertainment Technology Center. And through the publishing efforts that I do with them, I stay very current with everything that's related to communication, entertainment media, the technology and trends involved with those worlds. And I really enjoy the fact that I can bring that into the classroom. I could bring that into my advising experiences with students. And I'm very proud of the fact that that has kind of transitioned into work with these student-run organizations. So when I do projects with Hawk TV or WMCX, I feel like it really reflects something that I'm doing professionally, and I think it adds more value. But be enthusiastic, work on your networking skills, work on your flexibility. Be prepared to walk into an interview or a conversation or a cocktail party or an industry event with your elevator speech, be able to talk about yourself, you know, intelligently, enthusiastically, but also be flexible. You never know when you're pitching a project or pitching yourself that somebody might hit you with another idea. Maybe working in a field you weren't aware of, but still utilizes the same skill set that you developed in college. This is just one stepping stone. College is one stepping stone. I know it doesn't feel like that when you're 20 years old, but the things that are going to happen next are incredibly exciting. So take it all in, learn, make sure you maintain all your contacts, every single one of them. It's easy for you guys with social media now. You never know when you're going to work with these people again or get to know them again, professionally or personally, and that could lead to so many things.
Welcome back to the promo table. Nicole and Billy over here. Right now we're going to be playing some trivia with some alumni we got over here. This team we have
Agbai Rohan, number 27, graduated 18, sophomore engineer. I'm a Savage.
How's it going? I'm Marcus Leslie. I graduated 2018 and 2019 with my master's. Football player number 3.
And I am here with
Russell Seminaro, former South Brunswick High School Viking wide receiver, number 88.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nick.
And we are going to get straight into these questions. So this is going to be team 1. This is going to be team 1. Team 1.
Team 2.
Or team 1, team 2. My bad. Okay, so team 1. What year was Monmouth University established? I'll give you within 2.
Years.
I have a question. Are you asking for when the university was established or when the college was established?
The university.
Okay, so you want to know when it was changed to
Yes.
1939.
No, that's not the answer. It's 1998.
What?
Never mind. College. We're going college.
Okay, so then you're going to ask for what? 1938 is what you want to go with?
I said 39.
39? We'll go with that. We'll go with 1939.
Get the show on the road.
It is 1933. Okay, so the next question. What 1982 movie used Wilson Hall as a filming location?
Give it Wilson Hall.
Annie.
And that is 1 point for Team 2.
All right, Team 1. What are the names of the 2 theaters at Monmouth?
Woods Theater. Pollock Theater.
That is correct. We got a point for Team 1.
That's good.
All right, Team 2. You guys should get this. What conference is MU football team a part of?
I would hope they know that.
Big South.
All right, we got a point for Team 2 as well.
All right, the next question we are going to do is, what year did Monmouth welcome Division I football to campus?
You know this.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I have no idea. Can I phone a friend?
No.
2010.
It is actually 1993.
Wow.
All right, for Team 2. What's the name of Monmouth's mascot?
Hello, world. The name of the mascot is Shadow.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right, guys. So, actually, we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to spice things up.
Okay.
Instead of continuing, instead of continuing with the trivia, we're going to go to the pumpkin ring toss real quick.
All right.
2v2 teams.
Here we go. How it's going to work is both of you are going to get 2 shots. If you get it on the pumpkin, it's 3 points. If you hit the pumpkin, it's 1 point. Whoever has the most points wins. All right, Team 2, you guys are going to stand right over there. You can move in a little closer. It's harder than you think. Here we go. Go ahead. All right, that's 1 point. You hit it. Here we go. Still 1 point. That is 2 points right there. And that is 3 points. You guys have to beat 3 points.
You get a point if you hit your own pumpkin. Doesn't matter.
Okay, here we go. So let's remember, Team 2 still won trivia, so they're spinning no matter what.
2 points.
That's 2 points. That's 3 points. We're going into OT. Here we go. Going right into OT.
All right, Team 1's
Here we
going
go.
first
Team
this
1's
time.
going first. Ooh, that's 1 point right there. That is 2 points right there. That is 3. And that is 6 points. That is 6 points to put it out. Here we go. We are going to have Team 2 go, the football players. All right, the first one is a miss. The second one is a hit. That is 1 point. You got to make both of these to win this game. There we go. There we go. Hey, at least you made it. You got 6-4 there. Hey, so everybody gets to actually spin the wheel. All right, so let's go for it, and we're going to spin the wheel. And then actually, we're going to do one-on-ones with the a new game that we have called Bounce That Ball. Sound good?
You guys, you're putting me through the ringer here.
Oh, I'm putting you through the ringer.
The ringer today.
All right, here we go, Russ. Let's spin that wheel.
All right, what's it gonna be?
Try again. Hey, we need a harder spin right there. Show those muscles, those D1 muscles.
These guys only made the school a lot of money and didn't get anything in return. I'm just keeping it real here.
And that's a Hawk TV pen. Here you go.
Thank you.
Here we go. We're going to do the next one, next spin.
I still kind of think that we should have free tuition on here.
All right, spin that wheel. Oh, what's it going to be? You got a Hawk TV pin. Hey, you got the first Hawk TV pen of the day. There you go. All right, next spin. Hey, I know you want that sub.
Get
There's
that
a certificate.
Come on. Wow, you hear this already playing, buddy?
There we go. Hey, that's a Hawk TV sticker. We'll give you both of these. Hey, there you go. Take them. All right, the last one. Laughing now, but let's see if you also get that sticker. Oh, try again. Wasn't a good enough spin, man. Nah, man. Try again is the classic. And that is a reusable bag. Hey, you can take this anywhere. You're saving the environment here. It's very beneficial. All right, so I got a question. Who wants to play Bounce That Ball?
Bounce that ball.
Oh, yeah.
Bounce that ball. Bounce that
Let's go over here.
Quick round.
All right, actually, Bounce That Ball will be for another time. We'll do it right on after. We are going to be swinging it over to Sean doing an interview with President Leahy.
President Leahy, thank you for joining us, first of all. We're really excited to be here. How's your first homecoming going so far?
Great. Thanks for having me, Sean. It's going great. I mean, what a beautiful day to have homecoming. I think we're going to have a record turnout today. The day after my installation, that's just a really special weekend.
How did your installation go yesterday? What would you say was your favorite part about it?
I think the favorite part is the unique opportunity to bring my new friends at the Monmouth community together, faculty and staff and students, and my family who traveled in, and some friends from throughout my life were all there, and to have them all there at once was just very special for me. And I hope it was really a celebration of Monmouth University.
I know we're all really excited to have you here. President Demena was a great president. I'm sure you're going to live up to that shadow he had. Can you tell us about your past experiences and transition so far here to Monmouth?
Yeah, some people know that I arrived here at Monmouth from Pennsylvania, where I spent the last 15 years. I was the president of a university in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and I loved it there. I always say, Sean, that I had such a good thing going at Wilkes University that it would take something really special to get me to leave that. And when they introduced Monmouth to me, I found that something very special. So I come here from Pennsylvania. I was there for 15 years, and then prior to that, I lived in upstate New York and in Washington, D.C., and I'm from Maryland originally. So I feel like I'm a citizen of the Northeast corridor of the United States.
So you say you're from Maryland originally. You liking the Jersey coast so far, though?
Yes, for 45 years, Sean, I spent every summer at the South Jersey Shore, way south, like south of Atlantic City, near Cape May. Now, folks up here will say that that's not really the Jersey Shore.
Oh, I get that all the time. I'm from down there, too.
Yeah,
They act like it's a distant land
Yeah,
sometimes.
I was like, wait a second. It's New Jersey. It's the beach. It's the Jersey Shore. So I love the Jersey Shore. In fact, when the search consultant reached out to me about the possibility of coming to Monmouth, they said, you need to look at this place. It's a wonderful institution, and it's right on the Jersey Shore. And I said, are you kidding me? I didn't realize I could do the work that I love to do and do it on the Jersey Shore. And they assured me that that was the case. And I just love it. I love everything about it. The community has been so warm and welcoming, both here on campus and in the surrounding communities.
It really is a dream come true for some people to have the shore so close and such a nice school like Monmouth. So what was your favorite sport to watch growing up?
My favorite sport? Well, I played everything, and I continued with football and baseball. So they're two of my favorite sports, football, baseball. But I love everything, college basketball, lacrosse. I mean, I'm a sports nut, so I love watching sports.
Have you got to go to any of the games so far this year?
I've been to all the home games, and I've been to home football games, that is. But I've also tried to get to the soccer games when I can. I'm delighted with how well our field hockey team is doing. A huge win yesterday in double overtime, 1-0. So I'd like to get to all the games if I can and make sure, one, that our student athletes and our coaches know that they're supported by the president.
Now, do you have any kind of some goals you have here for Monmouth? Can you tell us some of them?
It's a little bit early, Sean. I've only been in the job 10 weeks, but we're going to spend the next year doing a lot of strategic planning, and that is to try to engage a dialogue across the entire university with faculty members and staff and students and alums, the board, of course, to try to get a collective vision for where we want to go as a university. I have a ton of ideas, of course, having worked in the field for a long time, but I want to make sure that I'm trying to marshal the collective dreams of this institution, and then try to, once we establish that, Sean, it'll be my job to make sure that we put very clear, actionable objectives in place that will help us more fully meet that dream. So the first year is going to be a lot of dialogue and discussion and strategic planning. The next 5 years to 10 years will be really executing on those plans in order to move Monmouth to the next level.
And you talked about kind of your experience. You've had a lot of experience at colleges and university. So what's the best advice you could give to student or even alumni too?
To be as engaged in the life of the university as possible. I mean, for students, that means not only being totally engaged in their classes, that means in addition to that, try to get to know your faculty members outside of class. Try to get as involved in the school as possible through the extracurricular activities. I mean, we offer like 120 different clubs and intramural teams and so forth. We want students to have the full experience while they're here. And then when they become alums, realize that we want to keep you engaged in the life of the university forevermore. When you decide, and any student decides, to choose a college or a university, you're really making a lifelong commitment to the place. And we'll do our part as the administration to find ways to keep you meaningfully engaged in the university throughout your life. So the short answer is, I want everyone who's part of this community to be as sort of engaged and as excited and as enthusiastic about it as possible.
So moving on, expectations coming into Monmouth. Were they met? Just go over some of those.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people ask me, have you had any real surprises in the first 10 weeks? And the good news is, no, I haven't had any real surprises. What has been very comforting to me is all the things I thought about Monmouth have been confirmed in my first 10 weeks. I thought it was a beautiful campus, and now that I know it a lot better, that has been confirmed. I thought that we had a really rich program mix across 7 different schools, and now that I understand it better, Sean, that has been confirmed. The most important thing for me is I thought it was a community that really cared about each other, that was really committed to creating a strong sense of community. I thought that, and 10 weeks into it, I have now confirmed that. So it is, it's been such a delight for me to get to know the university community. And if the next 10 years can be as fulfilling as the first 10 weeks, we're going to have a great run together.
I know you said you're only 10 weeks in, but just highlight some of the favorite things so far. I mean, anything you could say. Favorite pizza place around here, favorite, thing on campus so far.
Yeah, I wish I knew more of the pizza places, but my favorite things I think have been, the Saturday football games and the sense of community and the energy that creates. I've been to some of the panel discussions in the evenings with students, and I just find it so comforting as a university president to see how engaged the students are in really important issues like, the teach-in we had on global climate change. I mean, it's one of the big issues of our day, and to see that our faculty and our students are as engaged in that as possible, so comforting for me. And to hear stories about ways in which, faculty and staff are trying to support individual students in their quest to become, the first in their families to pursue, to earn a college degree. It's just it's been so exciting for me. So those kind of anecdotes keep a university president really engaged in his or her work.
And with all this experience, what would you say has been the biggest challenge so far of being a university president here at Monmouth?
I think I wish I had more time. I mean, I try to put in full days. I mean, 12-hour days every day. But even then, Sean, it's like every time I make a commitment to do something, I feel like I have to explain to somebody else why I couldn't do what they wanted me to do during that time, if you know what I mean. So the challenge for any university president, and it has been my case now in my second presidency, is how do I use my time as wisely as possible? And I want to try to be at everything. I want to try to accept all the invitations that are granted to me, especially from the students. I just can't. So trying to make those judgments as to how best to use my time is always the biggest challenge for me.
Now that you're a president of the University in New Jersey, I have to ask you this question. It's been argued with the crew. Is it pork roll or Taylor ham?
I've answered that question one time already, and I go with pork roll. I don't. Is that the right answer?
That is the right answer. Is pork roll. I am so happy you said that. I'm all for the new president now. He says calls it pork roll.
And
I'm all for it.
He didn't tip me off at all either. I didn't know that question was coming.
I'm so happy you called it pork roll. All right, so that's all the time we have here. Thank you, President Leahy, for joining us.
Sean.
It was a great interview. We got some more packages coming for you, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
I love soccer. I love the sport. I mean, I'm a senior, so my season's almost over, and just the thought of not being an athlete after this it hurts a little bit, but it's just I love this game. I love coming out. I love coming out and playing. It's what gets me up in the morning.
I love the sport that I play. I mean, it is my life, and I know a lot of people say that, but I mean, I think soccer drives me to get up to do other things. I don't think something else drives me to get up and play soccer.
Well, I would say the strengths, I think, come from the back. We have a veteran group, starting with Amanda in goal. Jess and Anna are both seniors, and Serena Jones, who plays right back, is a third-year starter. So I would say from the back, but also I don't know if I can even say that, because I think the strength of our team is the depth and the talent that we have in each position.
I mean, I guess like the whole team has superstitions, but me and Dana Sheriff, we always like we grab each other's hand before, like when we're walking out, and then we high five after. Like we have to just like hold each other's hand for a second, and then we like break apart and like hold it again. I don't know. It sounds like really stupid, but that's like one of our superstitions.
Yeah, I do the same thing for every game. Go get tapes, shin guards on a certain point in time, cleats on a certain point in time. I always had to have the same jersey. I get superstitious about that. Kind of keeping my routine all the same, or else I kind of like get nervous more. Just the routine kind of keeps me calm before games.
I don't tie my cleats until after we're done stretching.
I would say to secure another championship, we need to make sure that we finish our opportunities and continue to score goals. I think defensively, we've established ourselves as a very solid group. We're in the top 10 in the country in goals against. So if we can continue that and then score some goals, we should be good.
I think it's given me a schedule to stick by, which is something that's gonna be with me forever. Once I get a job, I'm gonna have to get up early to work out, go to my job, and then get everything done as quick as possible again. I think that's a big part of it.
I would be a completely different person if I wasn't an athlete. Sports has made me who I am. It's made my work ethic how it is. I wouldn't change anything, honestly.
Well, I would say based upon where we are at this point, Jillian Conklin is a sophomore. She was the MAC Rookie of the Year last year. So, and she's having a great season this year. So she'll be going into her junior year. So I definitely think that we'll be counting on her. Madison Perna has scored a goal in each of the last 2 matches. So she'll be going into her sophomore year. So hopefully she can continue, to produce for us, which would be great.
The big games are the easy one. It's the maybe not so big name teams that we play a lot of difficult teams in our non-conference schedule. They're really easy to get the guys motivated for because it's a big name and guys want to prove themselves against the big name. It's maybe the Wednesday night, maybe against a smaller name team that's an in-conference game. That's a little bit more difficult. So I think that the big games are the guys motivate themselves.
Yeah, that's a good question. I personally like attacking better because that's part of my game. That's in my personality. I like to go at the team, try to make assists and play make and score goals. Defense is a lot of work, especially in the midfield because you got to cover a lot of ground side to side and forward and back. And especially as the higher level it goes, defense is all about pressure and covering and the stuff really an attacking player doesn't want to do but has to do for the team.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a process building a college soccer team. You know, you get guys coming and leaving every single year, and it's really a matter of building as much chemistry and having as much success and team building activities as you can. You know, building not only for this year but for the next year as well.
It's a really new group. We have 8 new starters starting at any particular time during the year, so 8 new starters is a lot. I'm going to say instead of giving you an individual, we have 5 freshmen that are starting pretty consistently, and they've really energized the group. We have 3 new international players, 2 players from Costa Rica, 1 player from Germany, who have really also brought some real positive, uplifting energy to the group. And then Johnny Antunes, our captain, has been fantastic all year. Sean Murray in goal has been fantastic all year. So I can't signal out one particular player, but I will say the results haven't gone our way this year, but we're really, really excited about the future of the group because it's really young, and the new guys and the young guys have really brought a lot of juice to the table.
All right, what's up, y'all? We are Still Ghosts. Thanks for having us. Monmouth University's looking wild right now. We're going to go into our first song. This is called Look Up.
Remember me. I'm here to take the strain away. It's easy now. I'm your old friend. I don't look up anymore. And I don't care. You said. It's a beautiful day, everybody. You all look great. Be patient and follow me as I'm lighting my way through the night. But I don't seem to recall anything that you said. And I don't know where to go when I'm lost in dreams and I'm coming up for air. And it's never enough. Will I lose my touch? I never cared about it.
up, Monmouth? We are still Ghost. We're going to be jamming out for a couple minutes for you. It's a beautiful day. I already said that, but it's all right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Like I said, we are Still Ghosts. You can follow us everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, everything, just at Still Ghosts. We're going to go into our next jam. This is called Orion. In the end, what are we but a pile of dust in the wind? Calloused heels scrape the earth and send shocks up my spine. Your patterns will show the digest of time. Atmospheres only dilute your shine. Desert sunsets feed the cold air and every breath deeper. Fires warm my tired bones while stories fall off the tongue.
Night falls and swallows us whole, looking up at the creatures above. Past, present, and distant futures can all predict what we fear most.
Your patterns will show the digest of time. Atmospheres only dilute your shine. Oh yeah, ancient wars rage in the heavens, set forth by those before us. Orion, arrows that you hold protect the sky so that we may sleep soundly, soundly. Thanks, y'all. We got some music coming up very soon. We just finished up in the studio. Got to do some music videos, got to do some stuff, but it's coming up very soon, so keep your eyes peeled. This is our last song. It's called Nervous Habits. Thanks for having us, Monmouth. It looks beautiful out there. Biting at the back of my lips again, clawing away to find the space again. Relax, Thanks, y'all. We've been Still Ghosts. I'm TJ. This is D. You can follow us everywhere on every social media we have. We have a show tomorrow. We're playing up at Crossroads for a Paramore cover set. Thanks for having us, Monmouth.
Thanks, guys. You guys were awesome. Sports Desk. I got an interview with Matt DeLuca and Eddie Acapinti. So, Nick Presto, I'm giving it to you.
Thanks, Sean. Matt, I'll start with you real quick. This was your life. This was your family last year and for the last 4 years. Now that you're on the alumni side of things, how does it feel?
It feels crazy. Last year I was interviewing you on this set. It's crazy how fast life will hit you. You don't really know how much you enjoy something until it kind of gets ripped out under you from graduation. And you know, it's funny. Our faculty advisor and department chair Ferg always said you're not going to realize it till September just how much you miss it. And September 3rd, when everyone started school, I'm like, well, what am I going to do? And it feels so weird to be back here, but it feels great to see all the people that, you know, I was friends with that are still here putting on a great show like this. And there's a lot of talented people here doing a lot of great things. So it's weird, but it's fun at the same time.
Of course. It's just nothing but great energy surrounded by great people. Now, Eddie, you've been an alumnus here for a while. How does it feel year after year coming back and seeing so much love and so much support for this school by all the tailgating people to all the crew here at Hawk TV? How much do you love it? How much do you miss it?
Well, you know, to echo Matt's point, I've had the feeling you have times, you know, I would say a few more years, but it's true. That's great, and the atmosphere here on homecoming is great, but the thing I remember the most selfishly is doing what you're doing now, what you did last year, and what I did a couple of years ago, I'll say. I'm not going to put a number on it. That's what is the most important, that this experience everyone's getting today, whether you're on the field, you're in the parking lot, you're here running this great simulcast. Here's the one comment, by the way, is the crew and the faculty behind it, because they were here when I was here, and they're the reason why we get to do great things like this and why shows like this are so great. And that's the Monmouth family. You know, you hear Monmouth family and everyone goes, we hear it on admissions things, but it really does mean something. That's why Matt and I are friends, that's why we're now friends, and that's why this kind of thing kind of just goes, you know, on and on.
It stays true to the slogan that Hawks fly together. Once you're a Hawk, you're always a Hawk. So moving on forward, you've been a broadcaster now for a very long time. If you had to give any advice to maybe a freshman or especially a senior who's coming out of college now and going into the real world, what's some things and some tips and pointers you would give to someone who's trying to look for a job in the field of broadcasting?
Well, if this sounds repetitive, let me know, because Matt and I have these conversations, because when I was in Matt's shoes, I had these conversations with Professor Ferguson and with Matt Harmon and with everyone else, and Professor Dolphin, that, you know, the biggest thing is you want to do as much as you can, and you really don't want to say no many times, right? You want to say yes. You want to get as much work experience as possible. If you're out of your comfort zone, it's a good thing. You know, in the world of sports, for example, if you don't know a certain sport, learn it, pick it up, because then you have more ability to go and get work. You want to be as diverse as possible. You want to do as much as you can, and you want to learn every year. You know, the broadcaster that Matt is now, he's better now than he was a year ago, because I'm better now than I was a year ago, and hopefully next year I'll be even better than now. And whether you're behind the camera, in front of the camera, running audio, you want to just improve, whether you're 19 or 35, and you want to just get better at whatever your craft is. And if you stop learning, then that's when you kind of go the other way. So I would say you got to say yes to every job that comes along you want to do, and constantly learn, constantly try to get better.
Always trying to improve. Love that stuff. So Matt, now that you are an alumnus now, how do you feel that now that you've graduated, you've done your 4 years, now you're in the real world, has the transition been like difficult for you? Do you miss it? How's it been?
So I miss certain aspects of school. I miss coming to Plainview every day, seeing all my friends and being able to hang out and talk sports all day. I miss being able to go on the radio and be able to cover Monmouth athletics on a daily basis. But the transition has been interesting, but now being able to go into a job for the next 6 months with the NBA, it's going to be really cool to be able to kind of get that routine back, because that's the biggest thing for me, was just finding a routine when I got out of school.
Absolutely.
So now that structure's kind of back there, it'll be good. But post-grad world is definitely different, but I miss certain aspects of school, but a lot of things I learned from school I can now apply to the real world. So it's kind of cool to be able to say, hey, I did all these things at school, and now these are helping me, get interviews, get jobs, get stuff like that.
And it just goes to show that no matter who you are or where you came from, as long as you're willing to put in that effort, you have that drive, you have that motive, there are no limitations to what you can do. And that's a perfect example of it. And now, one last thing. It is homecoming. We have a huge football game going on. Are you guys excited for it?
Very.
Of course. That's why we're here. That's why we got here early in the morning. It's going to be a great game, and it's a game that I think the fans here are going to be happy with once all is said and done.
So going into this game, I know you're very familiar still with Monmouth Broadcasting. What are you looking forward to most from this game against this conference matchup of two undefeated teams in the conference going against each other for first place in the conference?
Yeah, so the biggest thing today, and you'll see it as it plays out over the next couple of hours on the turf, is both teams are 1-0. So to leave this game 2-0, it's an interesting fact. No team has won the Big South with more than one loss ever. So there's not a lot of room for error in this conference. So I like Monmouth in this game. I do think they match up well with Gardner-Webb. I think Monmouth will be able to put points on the board, and I think if they can limit Gardner-Webb's big plays, maybe get a turnover or two, then I think it could turn into a couple of score game. But by no means is Gardner-Webb a pushover team. They're a very capable team that can score a lot of points. They hit 4 plays last week over 50 yards. So if Monmouth can limit big plays, they'll have a chance.
And Matt, same goes for you. What are you looking forward to most? I know you haven't been here, but you know the sports of your life. You've seen the team in and out. What are you looking forward to most seeing out of Monmouth?
Well, you said it on the broadcast on ESPN last week. Kenji Bahar has really kind of come into fruition as this really steady quarterback, and I kind of realized this too. He's been steady ever since he took over for Cody a couple of years ago during my sophomore year, and he's been making really big steps this year to become potentially a professional quarterback next year, and being able to see him in person, a guy who was in my freshman year math class, and being able to see him after throwing dimes.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's crazy to see his development over these years, and the amount of touch he has on his throws now, the decision making, the reads, and the offense looks really good too. And especially last week against Presbyterian, to be able to win 45-0 in your conference opener. I mean, for me, I'm most excited to see a guy in Kenji who, again, has been so steady for a number of years, and this is kind of his last hurrah here as a senior, and being able to try and win a Big South title and get back to the FCS playoffs. So I'm excited to see him play in person, because I got to see him play the past 3 or so years as well.
Can't wait to check out the game at 1 o'clock. Well, Matt, Eddie, it's been nothing but a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been Nick Presto, and now we're going to cut it over to Sam on the main stage as she has an alumni interview with Russ and Dylan from Hawk TV.
Thanks, Nick, and thank you to Matt and Eddie for joining us. Right now, I am joined by 2 previous Hawk TV station managers, Russ and Dylan. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks for having us. Mic check.
So my first question is, when did you realize that you wanted to get into TV? And is that something that you decided before you came to Monmouth, and that's the reason you came here? Or is that something that you found out while you were here and your time at Hawk TV really helped that?
Good question.
Yeah. You want me to start?
Go for it.
All right. I wanted to do television going into Monmouth. Monmouth had a really cool studio. I was into it in high school, and I was doing tours of colleges and stuff. Saw the Hawk TV studio, and it was giant. It's bigger than any studio that I'll probably ever work in ever. So that's what got me. That's what got me here.
Yeah, I kind of had the same story as Dylan, where I was already into TV, so I had the luxury of coming into college knowing what I wanted to study. So it was a matter of, when I was doing tours, what would give me the best kind of avenue to explore television production. And like Dylan said, you lay eyes on our awesome facility here, and the possibilities are endless, and ended up meeting a lot of great friends and stuff like that, and learned a lot. So.
Absolutely. The Hawk TV studios are so beautiful, and it's such a great place to learn behind the scenes, being on camera and stuff. So what are some of your favorite memories from being a part of Hawk TV?
There's so many. Like,
I'm not lying. There's like a lot. I was here for 4 years, and I was involved since day one. So like you make a lot of memories, you meet a lot of people. I would say the biggest one, I would think Rock and Race 2 years ago, whatever year you did it.
Oh, thanks.
With Jake Ewald and stuff like that. That was just a great time.
Yeah, I think it was hard to think of a memory for all the same reasons as Dylan, but that was a lot of fun working on that show. We'd have a lot of rehearsals and a lot of late nights just figuring out and experimenting what could be best. So those were always a lot of fun. We never went and partied on the weekends. We were just in the studio.
We were in the studio, just working on the craft.
And look at me now!
Yeah, Mom, look at me. No, it's just a great time. You don't need to do other things because, you know, hanging out in the studio, you're with all your friends. It's just what we all do. And it was just a good time.
Yeah.
Homecoming is such an awesome tradition that Monmouth has. Like, it's just so amazing, and it's such a fun time, and it's such fun to be a part of this. So what have you guys been up to since graduation?
Russ, you want to go first?
Yeah, work.
A lot of work.
I got a job with the NFL, so I feel really happy and thankful for everything I learned here, because if I didn't learn things here, I wouldn't be able to apply it to where I'm at now.
Yeah, I'm also indeed working. Russ, actually, this is a good lesson for all you guys out there. Russ got me a job, which is great because it's all about networking. Russ got me a job at MLB.
I walked you in the door. You did the rest.
Thank you. Russ introduced me to the right people. So it's all about making connections. You never know who's got an opportunity. So I'm finishing up with the MLB right now, and because of all my experiences here, doing Hawk TV, working at the MLB, doing my internships, I got another job with a production company in New York called Live X.
Round of applause for Dylan, everybody.
Just started. Thank you.
So
yeah.
Dylan and Russ say it. Networking is the key to everything.
Everyone will tell you that.
Everyone will. Literally, for the past, I think Hawk TV's been around for almost 25 years now. Networking is like the thing.
Yeah, just be nice.
Absolutely.
Be nice.
Such great but simple advice. What advice do you have for students who want to make the most of their time here?
We were talking about how great the facility is. Just take advantage of everything.
Yeah, just go and do things.
The only times we weren't in the studio was when there was a class going on in there. Every chance we got, we'd go in there. Sure, there was times in the office where we'd say we should do something, and then we just watch Vine compilations for the next 3 hours. But we always kicked ourselves when we didn't take advantage of our free time, which you do have a lot of when you're in college, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah, you gotta take advantage of all the equipment that you guys have here. You're gonna graduate and be like, I want to go shoot something, and you're like, I don't have the means to shoot anything. I wish I was still in college. It's such a great opportunity. Like, getting involved early is what made college for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of my favorite parts of being a part of Hawk TV is being all the incredible opportunities that they provide, being able to work on live productions like Homecoming, like Rock and Raise, and also being able to use all the equipment like the red cameras and stuff. It's such an incredible opportunity.
That's awesome. And you were telling us off camera, this is your second year here, and look, she's hosting. Which, if this was your first year here, you could be hosting as well.
You can do anything you want.
There are a lot of colleges where I toured where they're like, yeah, you can't touch the camera until you're a junior. Yeah. At Monmouth, I was producing my own show my sophomore year, so it was pretty cool.
I do want to go back to an earlier question about producing. That was a good memory. My good friend Russ and I, we produced a show together, and I think that was just a good time. It was a lot of fun. We got to do a lot of cool things. We both really like music. We both got to do stuff with music.
Telling you to wrap it up.
Okay.
Oh, we're wrapping it up.
Thank you guys
so
much
for
joining us. So much great advice.
Thanks for having
so
us.
many life lessons. We're going to check back in on Billy and Nicole at the promo table.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the promo table.
Oh, yeah.
Nicole and Billy here. Real quick, we just wanted to give a big thanks to our sponsors for today's event, Bagel Guys and University Subs. They're both located right here in West Long Branch, and they're amazing. We couldn't have done today without them. And honestly, we couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day as well.
Today has been absolutely fantastic. Everybody is out tailgating. Alumni are meeting up with students. Students are meeting with alumni, and it has been amazing. How has today been for you guys?
It's great, honestly. This is my first time back as an alumni officially, and I'm just glad to be back here at Hawk TV on the homecoming live stream. It's a great time. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, it's great. This is my second time back as an alumni, and it's always nice to come back. Yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic.
I actually have a question for you guys. So since you've been back,
We actually have to head out, and we are going to go straight on over to the football packages, and we're going to check in on how our football team is doing before the game today against Gardner-Webb.
I think we're a lot more explosive in a pass game. We have a lot of speedy guys on the outside, so just a lot more explosive plays, just throwing the ball downfield. I think that's something we lacked last year that we really have this year.
Well, I think right now we've got to finish drives on offense. I think there's a lot of productivity out there. We've shown the ability to make plays both on the ground and in the air. For instance, in last Saturday's game, we had penalties that kept us from scoring points. In the Montana game, we had opportunities to finish drives in the end zone, and we didn't do that. So on offense, I would say finish drives in the end zone. And on the defense, it's a matter of not giving up big plays. I think when we're consistent, we can stop the run. We make teams earn everything that they get. We're very effective. But if we give up big plays, chunk yardage, that seems to be where teams are putting points on the board. So eliminating big plays on defense and finishing drives in the end zone on offense.
In high school, I have to say, from a football standpoint, I was overlooked. I didn't receive any Division I offers, so that every single day I wake up and that's the first thing I remember, so I go out there and I just try to prove all the people that didn't believe in me wrong.
Something that motivates me is actually my twin sister. I lost my twin sister last year to a car accident, so just having that at such a young age, having that loss, it's just something that I always keep with me, and every day that I wake up, when I think of why am I doing something, I think of my sister. So just having her in the back of my head, it always pushes me to be great.
Well, homecoming is always a big day for the team. We enjoy, seeing a lot of our alums come back, our former players, guys that were former teammates, but also the entire campus community usually rolls out, and it's a great crowd to play in front of.
Looking back at my college career, I think football helped me maintain and build relationships with my friends. I came in with a bunch of guys left and a bunch of guys stayed. So just building that relationship, just coming in with the same guys or leaving with the same guys I came in with, just building that relationship, I think it can help me in the future and just building careers and networking. So yeah.
It's definitely made me more disciplined as far as stuff that I need to get done throughout the day, especially with school, time management, and things like that. And it's helped me build character, getting to be around a group of different people from myself and maybe people that I grew up with. It's good to just build different relationships and meet new people.
Well, football and sports in general is just something that really means a lot to me. So being able to come to Monmouth and play Division I football, it not only means a lot to myself, but it means a lot to my family and my friends, all the people that supported me.
Well, this is a great senior class, and we have 4 guys who are captains, and I think they do a good job both in the locker room and out here on the field. But they've really brought this team together. They've welcomed the freshmen and kind of taken them under their wing and made them feel like they're a part of this team. And it's really like one big family, and it's the captains that are at the front of that.
I think we're extremely well balanced. I think we have a very good run defense and pass defense, as well as very good at running the ball and passing the ball. So I think that this year we can really do everything, so we can hit you from all angles.
Something that we possess, I would just feel like that we have a good amount of experience on the offensive end and defensive end. There's a lot of guys that have played before. So just having experience, being able to say that we've been there before, it's always something that can help the team. So just having experience, having guys that have been there, that's something that really pushes us.
I mean, just to realize some people can't do the things, that I can't do or have the opportunity to do the things I do. Coming from Baltimore, I mean, a lot of people don't have the chance to go to high school or even go to college or even play Division I football. So just knowing that people out there don't have the opportunities that I have, so it just makes me go hard every day.
Well, we take a weekly approach. We don't look at the whole season and try to create one goal for that. is we want to go 1-0 every week. And, you know, as I told the team last week, we finished the month of September, so the first third of the season is behind us. We can't do anything about those games now. Now our focus is the month of October. We wanted to start October with a win, which we did last week. We wanted to get a road win in October, which we did last week. And now it's go 1-0 this week. And if we follow that formula and go 1-0 every week, we're going to be in a good spot at the end of the year.
And welcome back, everybody. It's your host, Nick Pressler here, back again in the sports set. Rejoining me, we have Eddie Atkinson.
Hello, everybody.
And my new guest at this time is Ryan Waldis, an alumnus from Hawk TV from last year. So, Ryan, how's it feel to be back, man?
It's a little weird, Nick. You know, it's weird being on the other side of this. In the past 2 years, I've helped out with this. I've gotten here at 7 o'clock in the morning, set up and everything. But, you know, it's nice. I kind of just get to take it all in. I think Eddie Acapinti touched on it before. The atmosphere here is just incredible. It's always so great to see all these former generations of Monmouth Hawks come here and just take it all in all together. It's a great time.
Yeah, I got to say I'm a little jealous that you didn't have to come here at 7 o'clock in the freezing cold to set up. But we do it anyway because we love it. So, touching up on the game, we talked a lot about Monmouth. Let's touch on Gardner-Webb a little bit.
Okay.
As we know, Gardner-Webb loves to run a base 3-4 defense. Eddie, how do you feel like the 3-4 defense could could halt the Monmouth offense that has been hot recently?
Well, the 3-4 defense is definitely a tricky defense to figure out. So for Kenji Bahar and Pete Guerrero, they're really going to have to be on their P's and Q's because in a base 3-4 set, they only rush 3 down linemen, but they usually rush a fourth off either the left, the right, the middle, so you never know where that extra rusher is coming from. So they're going to have to be aware of all their cues and everything like that if they're going to have success in this game.
And Ryan, now, with the 3-4 defense also, do you believe by them they could maybe stack the box and maybe stop Peter Guerrero, who's currently leading the Big South in rushing yards?
Well, yeah, they definitely could. I think that's what they're going to try to do. They know that Monmouth is going to try to establish the run to help Kenji out later in the game, maybe run some play action, get that passing game going. But, Nick, for Gardner-Webb, it all starts in the middle with their nose tackle, Josh Remsher. 119 career tackles, one of the best defenders in the Big South. He actually has 7 tackles for a loss this season, which is second in the conference. So they're going to have a tough test trying to run this ball in this defense, but with a guy like Pete Guerrero, you're always going to be in a good position, so I think they should be able to expose that Gardner-Webb defense at some point.
Gardner-Webb may not have the best offense, but they sure make up for it with a stout defense. I think last week, one of their linebackers had an absurd amount of tackles.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, Nick, but he had 19 tackles in the Hampton game.
Insane.
I want to say it was Cade Hamilton.
Yes, it was Cade. It was Cade Hamilton, middle linebacker for Gardner-Webb. He had 9 solo tackles and 10 assists. That's incredible.
Crazy, ridiculous.
So, with the 3-4 defense also intact, how do you think Kenji Bahar is going to sit behind in the pocket and try to dissect the defense?
Well, that's the other thing. Kenji Bahar is a very mobile quarterback. So another thing with the 3-4, if he can catch their alignment early at the line of scrimmage and figure out where that fourth rusher is coming from, he can just roll out the other way. He's a very athletic guy, and I'm pretty sure he can make some plays if he can read his keys well.
Now, do you think the receiving core is going to have any trouble with this 3-4 defense, or do you think it'll be a little more open for them?
Well, with a 3-4 defense, since you're rushing less people, that gives you another DB to play coverage. So I think that might make things easier for them. But if the pass rush isn't getting there, I mean, they can't sit back there all day.
Do you think Lonnie Moore is going to have a slow down game in targets and receptions this game?
It's definitely a possibility, but I think the good thing with Monmouth is they have a lot of options they can go to. You look at a guy like Joey Alderelli, a short conference alum. He's really come into his own this year. You lose a guy like Reggie White Jr. last year to graduation. You need guys to step up, and they've had receivers, they've had tight ends that have kind of stepped up and filled that void. So Monmouth's going to have a lot of options to attack through the air.
It's been nothing but impressive in how the receiving core has really stepped up, seeing how Reggie White absolutely dominated last year in his senior year to now no more Reggie White. What are you going to do? And people are going to think, oh, Kenji Bahar is going to flop. He's not going to be as good. But no, he's proving that him and his receivers have a great connection and that they are still one of the best offenses in the Big South.
Absolutely.
Nick, I've always been a big fan of Kenji. I think he's not only one of the best quarterbacks in the Big South, he's one of the best quarterbacks in FCS. He can do so many good things for this Monmouth team. I'm going to look for him to have a big game today, for sure.
I can't wait for this game.
Gonna be exciting.
But now going into this, do you think Gardner-Webb is going to be able to stack up on the offensive side against Monmouth's defense, since we know Gardner-Webb is going to be stout on defense?
Well, the key to a game like this is time of possession. If your offense is on the field longer than their offense, 9 times out of 10 you'll win the game.
All right, guys. So that is all for these sports segments of Monmouth's live event, Hawk TV Homecoming 2019. Once again, I want to thank Eddie Atkinson for joining me, and Ryan Walters, thank you very much for coming back. We always appreciate it. Guys, it's been a pleasure. And now we are going to cut over to Sam and Sean on the main stage. Thanks, everybody.
And this is the sad part of our day where we have to say goodbye. Is the end of our homecoming show. We got through this bone-chilling weather, but we're here to stay. We're here. We're ready to go for this game. Sam, any final thoughts on the day?
I think it was an awesome production. We couldn't have done it without so many amazing people. Thank you to our producer, Christina, our technical director, Nate, all the camera crew, everyone who's helped out, our professors, all the Hawk TV members. It's been so much fun spending the day with you all. And Sean, let's get a final score prediction on this game.
My final thoughts, I'm saying 14-10 Hawks on top. Pete Guerrero gets 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. If you want to hear more from me, tune in to WMCX 88.9 FM. Myself and Sam Allen are on the call right at the 1 p.m. start, so you'll hear more of me. Why would you not want more of me? You know what I mean? Who can get enough of me? So also check out this food truck right behind us, Gourmet Dining's food truck. Go get some food, go get some grub, party on. But remember, safety is the priority. So this is the closing remarks for us. I want to say, as always, fly Hawks.